So happy you could be with us again. I am with Greg Engert, beer director for the Neighborhood Restaurant Group, a James Beard Award nominee. The group includes where it all started, Evening Star Cafe in the Del Rey neighborhood of Alexandria. Right next door, you've got the bottle shop, Planet Wine. And then, of course, you have in DuPont Circle, Iron Gate. Greg, it is always good to see you.
You too, Brennan.
Hello. What do we have on tap this week?
This week we have a beautiful Belgian-style Saison from a great modern Belgian brewer called Glazen Toren. So the name of the beer is Saison d'Erpmer. D'Erpmer being the municipality where the brewery is located. It's phenomenal, 7.5%.
Oh my.
Very aromatic.
Do you know how much work it takes me to go on Google and look up the spelling of these breweries, Greg? Jeez, you're really tucking me out.
And it's fresh on draft, so it's we don't even have the bottle.
Oh, yes.
So good.
Did you say 7.5?
Yeah.
Woohoo! Look out.
It's great too, because like I think most people, most of us, I know for us, like the first flavors we remember being turned on to with craft beer, among the first were Belgian style beers. Obviously it's some British style beers, American craft, but like thinking about those old, and it's just great sometimes when I smell a Belgian beer like this, it just brings me back to like the early days. So a great Saison, a little bit on the strong side for Saison, 7.5%. And this is a Saison made by a northern brewery. This is a Flemish brewery that's from the town, right near the town of Aalst, which used to be a big hop growing area of Belgium, not so much anymore. And Aalst is like just about midway between Brussels and Ghent. The brewery's been around since 2004, and it's a number of gentlemen involved, but probably the most famous being Jeff Vandenstein, who's a really well-known beer historian and writer in Belgium, who happens to also run this really small brewery and has done so since 2004.
And how old is he? How long has he been in the business?
I mean he's been in the business for a long time.
Okay, so
first
he worked in other places.
Yeah, he was a mathematician. He was in mathematics, and then
more mathematicians.
Yeah.
Chemists, biologists.
In the 90s, he got involved with like home brewing, and then he went to, in the 80s home brewing, and then in the 90s he actually went to brewing school in Ghent, and then was able to put this brewery together in 2004. And along the way, he's written some amazing books that some of which have been translated in English. One is called Goose and Creek, and if you're interested in lambic at all, you should check it out. It's online, but expensive. He also wrote a great book on the Trappist brewers. Incredible guy, but also a great brewer. And this is just a really great version of the style. Lots of lemon, peach, apricot in the nose, a little bit of peppery spice, and it starts sweet but finishes dry.
It's so dangerously drinkable. I feel like you could drink this all day, although it would be more like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, probably. And the other big thing is,
so
did you see the head that this beer had? I mean, foam is for every sense. I mean, it looks beautiful. The texture is important on the palate, but also foam keeps aroma. All the aromas come flying up and get caught in that net of foam. So as the foam subsides, you get so much aroma. Not to mention, as the foam goes down, you can actually smell the beer. If you serve somebody a beer that's just filled to the top, they go to smell it, you don't smell anything and it spills. So foam is your friend. You should always make sure to provide a lot of foam in your beer.
What would you pair this with?
I mean, Saisons are, blonde Saisons like this are every brewer's best friend. Green vegetables across the board. It's gonna season those, thinking asparagus, green beans, sugar snap peas, broccolini, all that kind of stuff is gonna be amazing. I also love this with seafood, but I was just thinking the kind of peppery, almost clove-like spice that this beer has reminds me of smoke in a way. So I think you could do it with like some charred octopus or like smoked trout would be really, really delicious. Charcuterie, of course, salt and peppery notes work out really well. And then I love this stuff with Middle Eastern cuisine, like falafel, kebab, things that are kind of earthy, but also bright and tangy, work really well at Saisons.
That is dynamite. Greg, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Everyone, please always do drink responsibly, and be sure to bring your thirst next time for another Beer of the Week.